Hi everyone! Today I am starting A Winter in New York by Josie Silver, and I have been so excited for this book. Last year I read One Day in December, also by Josie Silver, and it was a 5-star read for me. What I'm kind of getting from the back of the book is that this is going to be a little bit of a meet cute, a cute little rom-com, which right off the bat is different from One Day in December. Basically, the main character moves to New York. New York in general just makes her really nostalgic. She is instantly transported back to watching movies with her mom, eating their secret recipe gelato. Sounds super cute. She ends up in Little Italy and stops at a little family-run gelateria, which I love that word. She thinks that she recognizes this place from old pictures with her mom. So she goes inside, she tries it, and she realizes that their gelato is the exact same recipe as the gelato her and her mom make. At the gelateria, she meets Gio, and he confides in her that his family business is slowly turning upside down because the only person that knows this gelato recipe just had a stroke. He can't remember it. It's a whole thing. So the main character, Iris by the way, she offers her services to help recreate the gelato and soon finds herself falling for Gio and his family. But when Gio's uncle finally recovers, that's the one that had the stroke and is the holder of the secret recipe. When he finally recovers, all the secrets Iris has been keeping threaten to ruin the new life and new love she's been building all winter long. It's a lot to cram into a little description on the back of the book. But I am interested to see how these two families are connected and what's the story with her mom and the uncle, like what's going on here. So I do think that this will be very cute. Anyways, my goal is to read half of this book today and possibly the other half tomorrow, if not the whole thing today. It is already 1 in the afternoon, so we'll see how this goes, but I'm going to hop right into this. Right away, the story starts off in a bookshop and the main character is reaching for a book. It's third in the series. She's been waiting for this book to come out, and at the same time that she goes to grab it, another man does. Right now they're kind of like fighting over this book, and all I can think is there not a stack of these books? Surely there has to be another one.
Scarves and sweaters bundled up in cotton, knowing names that wouldn't be forgotten, laughing over our own sense of humor underneath
the time jump page is so cute. I love the little doodle of New York. Okay, I'm only on page 23, so the story is moving quick, but at this point, Iris has already found the gelato shop, recognized it from her mother's old photos, and on the back of this photograph, it says Santo, 1985, and there's a man in the picture. I don't have any details about this man except the mother had previously described him as the love of her young life. So I'm gonna have to assume that that man is the uncle. And I'm already thinking that the guy in the bookstore on like the first page, we didn't get any details about him, but I'm gonna have to assume that's Gio. I mean, we'll see, but rom-coms are usually very easy to predict. The story did also mention Iris's gelato recipe, and it was a vanilla gelato recipe. Her mother had been very specific, do not share this with anyone, and now she said, I've always known that the guy in the photo was Italian, as of course is the recipe, but I just imagined that the photo and the recipe came from a trip to Italy rather than my mother's time in New York. So she's already connected the dots that the recipe that she has, that she's grown up making, is the recipe from this gelato shop. And apparently this gelato shop only serves vanilla. Honestly, kind of lame. Not even a chocolate thrown in there. Okay. Also says this recipe has been fiercely protected for over 100 years, so why was it revealed to her mother? What you doing, Bob? You look so handsome. Oh, beautiful. How are you? I actually didn't realize we were going to get the mom's point of view in here too. So this is back in the 80s. So back when her mom would have first discovered the gelato shop, or maybe the uncle first. I don't know what came first, the gelato or the uncle. Okay, I just got to the halfway point of this book, and I'm actually just going to stop here today instead of reading straight through. So far, it is really cute. Like, I'm enjoying the story. I'm kind of invested in these characters, but it's not one of those books where I feel like, oh my gosh, I need to finish this right now. Like, I'm ready for a break, you know what I mean? So far, we've only gotten that one chapter of the mother and her POV from the 80s. That's it. Like I said, I am enjoying this book. I do feel like it started off really fast-paced. Like, we just hopped right into things, and now it is slowing down a lot. Like, this is a semi-spoiler, so if you don't want any spoilers at all, you can skip to here. I'll give you a minute. Do your thing. Fast forward. But halfway through the book, it still hasn't come out that she knows the family recipe and can literally save them from losing the business. And she also hasn't admitted to Gio that her mother was apparently friends and in a band with his father. Not to mention, was in love with the uncle. Like, she's not come forward with any of these things going on, but they have slept together, and I just feel like that is so insanely messy, and I'm just like screaming at the book, like, why? Like, it's gonna hurt so much more when you do finally tell him, because if you have any hope of going forward with this relationship, you have to admit that, one, you lied about having a husband. That was like the very first part of this book. When she met him in the bookshop, she lied about having a dead husband. Turns out Gio's wife passed away years ago, so he thinks that they have this thing in common. So she has totally just gone along with the lie. And then obviously the whole family recipe thing, and like her mom and the uncle being tied. Like, this is so messy, and it's just going to make me so mad when the truth finally comes out, and Gio is obviously going to be insanely hurt. And now his entire family like loves Iris, and it's just I'm frustrated a little bit. Like, I'm kind of peeved at her right now. But other than that, I am enjoying the story. I am curious to know when she's finally going to tell him, and how do you even get over that? I'd be like, listen, lady, I never want to see you ever again. So that's where I'm at right now, and I will probably hop back into this book tomorrow and hopefully finish it all up. But I also just noticed that Josie Silver also wrote the Two Lives of Lydia Bird, which I read last year maybe, and I did not enjoy that book. It was fine. I think it was like a 3-star read for me. It was really slow and much longer than it needed to be, and I'm just hoping that I enjoy this one more. But I don't know right now. So I'll keep you guys posted, but I am going to call it a day. I've been reading for 3.5 hours. It's time for a break. Guys, I got a little gelato in honor of the Bellotti family.
Christmas Day this year, I've got a plan, it's gonna be so lovely. On Christmas Day, my dear, I'm gonna get down on one knee. On Christmas Day.
I finished A Winter in New York, and it was actually very, very cute. Like I said, One Day in December was a 5-star read for me, so I was really excited about this one. This one was not a 5-star for me, but I do think that it was still very cute. It was a nice, easy read, very quick to get through, and obviously a great rom-com for the season. But I do definitely have some critiques. I think that this one with the gelato storyline, and this is spoiler free because it is right on the back, so don't you fret. But basically the whole time she knows the gelato recipe, but she's withholding that she knows from Gio and the entire family, and I just felt like that went on way too long. And also, these two characters, while I can appreciate their romance, there are certain books with certain characters where I'm just so invested in them and their love story and their lives, and I'm like, oh my god, I just love you so much. These two, just don't think that I will think about them again. You know what I mean? While I wasn't like obsessed with this couple, I still liked them, obviously. And I really, really liked all of the side characters, Bobby and Robin, all of the cousins, the big, like the Bellotti family in general. Just like a really charming, cute Italian family. I love that. And I did enjoy getting Vivian, Iris's mom's, backstory about why the gelato recipe even came into her life and her being part of this band and everything. I thought that was cool, kind of a little bit of a Daisy Jones sort of vibe. Actually, I didn't even read that book, so maybe not. But I liked it. I would give this one 3 stars. Definitely cute for the holiday season, but not my favorite Christmas book, and I think just one of those rom-coms that I won't think about later. But I am excited for this next book because last year I read 3 books by Ginny Bayliss, but I only have 2 here because the 3rd book I didn't end up loving. So this could be like another Josie Silver situation where like these 2 were like 5 stars for me, and maybe this one will miss the mark again, I don't know. I do definitely recommend these 2, so if you are looking for holiday books, the 12 Dates of Christmas was just magical. I loved this book so much. She literally goes on 12 dates, blind dates, and it's just such a fun little read. This one was also a really nice little escape. This is A Season for Second Chances, and also just beautifully, beautifully written. So highly recommend both of these. But this is Ginny Bayliss's newest release, and I pre-ordered this one so quick. So I've had this for a few weeks now, and I'm very excited about it. This one is A December to Remember, and the cover is just so super duper cute. So this book is about 3 estranged half-sisters who end up going through a series of hoops to unlock their inheritance left behind by their father Augustus, who used to run a knick-knack shop. Through hilarious goose chases, small-town mishaps, and one heartwarming winter solstice celebration, love is in the air if only the 3 sisters can let themselves grasp it. So we'll see how this one goes. It does sound cute and cozy. It does seem like the vibe is more family-oriented than romance, which I think will be a nice little change of pace, although this one was pretty family-oriented. Okay, I have made quite a dent in this book using my phone as a bookmark. I'm on chapter 32 right now, page 244, so over halfway through this one, getting close to the end here. It is a longer one. It's actually been a really nice change of pace from the typical Christmas book. It's more about the relationship of these 3 half-sisters, and they all just have like these larger than life personalities. It's really, really fun to read. They're all going through different things, struggling with relationships, being a single mom, going through rounds of IVF, dealing with grief. I do feel like these characters have a lot of depth. The one thing that was really confusing at first, I had to make a little sticky note, is there are so many names mentioned throughout this book and just so many people to keep track of. You have the father that passed away, the sisters, significant others, or love interests. One of them has kids, and then they're in this like small town. So you have all of these townspeople, and there's just a lot going on here. So that took a minute to kind of figure out who is who belongs to what. Like I said, the father passed away, and he makes them go through like these series of, not really challenges, but he has them like complete these tasks before they can get their inheritance. And this isn't like him being a dick or anything, although it does sound very annoying. He just wanted to bring these 3 estranged half-sisters closer together. And right now in the story, since I'm getting closer to the end here, that is definitely what's happening. Everyone is really bonding, and it's very, very sweet. The sisters are all around the age of 40, so a lot of time has passed since they had really talked and like been together, because they used to spend summers together at their dad's house when they were younger, but since then they don't really call, they don't talk to each other, they definitely don't hang out. So it's a lot of catching up going on. So among the sisters, we have Maggie, who is the oldest, and as the oldest sister in my family, I totally feel for her. She might be my favorite out of the sisters. And there's not really a main character in this book, because you do get like it's written in third person, so you get everybody's like POV basically. It switches from like sister to sister and even other characters at some points. I do feel like a lot of it does revolve around Maggie, just because she is the one that's like the most responsible. She's always the one just taking care of everything and keeping everyone organized and making sure everyone's okay. But she is a single mom. She has a lot of commitment issues, although she is like kind of with a guy. She seems really insecure and just like she's kind of like down on herself. Right now she's currently dealing with like being evicted from her house, and it's like Christmas time, so it's really stressful. She's got a lot on her plate. And then we have the middle sister, Simone, who is very serious. I don't want to say that she's snobby because I don't really know if that's the right word, but she kind of is. Like she's pretty bitchy. I don't know. She's my least favorite sister, and I do feel bad saying that because she is going through a lot herself. She's going through rounds and rounds of IVF, and it's just not sticking. And so her and her wife are kind of on a break right now, dealing with a lot of things. That puts a lot of stress and pressure on a relationship, and obviously that is a whole other bout of grief that she's dealing with. But my god, she is so snarky and so mean, especially to the youngest sister, who at times, like I think they said that she's like 38 or something, but at times she feels like a 20-something year old. Her real name is Heavenly Stargazer, which is so funny. It just totally speaks to the type of person that her mom is, but also her dad. He's just like a nomad, you know? She just goes by Star. She is a nomad herself, quite like her mother. Never really sticking to one place, not really into settling down. Her ex-boyfriend caused a lot of problems in her life. He was just released from prison. He is a drug addict, and he caused like this big blowout basically between Star and Simone. So throughout the book, they're kind of like mending their relationship, which is really, really sweet. She definitely seems the most immature. She doesn't have a job, she doesn't have a house, she doesn't have anything. So all three of these sisters are so incredibly different from one another, and it's just very funny. There's a lot of like sisterly bickering and back and forth in here that's just so relatable. Right now they are just working on winter solstice, which used to be a huge event in the town, and they're trying to recreate it as part of their father's wishes before they can finally get their inheritance. And it's just bringing them closer together, making them work together and be a unit. So it's a fun book. I will say at certain points things lag on a little bit, like it's a little bit slow, and this is almost 400 pages, so I do feel like it's a little bit longer than it needs to be. I'm enjoying it. I like that it's something a little bit different. I only have like 150 pages to go, so I do kind of want to finish this one today, but we'll see if I can commit the time to it.
So quickly, it's Christmas time again.
I finally finished A December to Remember, and I think I am going to rate this one 4 stars. This ended up being a very sweet, heartwarming, charming sort of story about 3 estranged sisters getting back together kind of by force and mending all of their relationships. So I really enjoyed that aspect. I grew attached to these characters. I also always just really love British books, British writing, because the banter is so good. Sometimes I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what the hell they're saying, but it's so funny. And this was one of those times where the banter back and forth with each character was really, really good. I had a lot of fun reading this book, and I think that I just enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. I do stand by my statement that it could have been like 100 pages shorter, but I did enjoy the epilogue. They do like epilogue 5 years later, and you can see where everyone's at and how their relationships have grown, and I really like that. I like a nice happy wrap up. But overall, this was a really happy book. There's minor conflicts and like life things, like it still feels very real and not just like happy magical fun land, but the conflicts are easily resolved and you're not like dwelling on a lot of things, so it's just like a good vibe sort of book. I would definitely recommend this one, especially if you're looking for something a little bit different than the usual like holiday meet cute. I do want to read one more holiday book for this reading vlog, and I was kind of stuck between these two, Love Holly by Emily Stone or The Book Club Hotel by Sarah Morgan. And ultimately, I do think I'm gonna go in with this one. I was kind of on the fence because I don't know how similar it's going to be to A December to Remember. It's not about siblings or family or anything, but it is about 4 friends, these women come together, they stay at their friend Hailie's boutique hotel that she just newly renovated. A month into reopening this hotel, Hailie's husband had passed away, so right off the bat she's dealing with grief and being a single mother, which is kind of reminiscent of Maggie from A December to Remember. They're staying there for a week for their little book club thing, and then it says, throughout a span of the week, over the most enchanting time of the year, can these 4 women come together to improve each other's lives and make this the start of a whole new chapter. So over this week, they open up, they bond a little bit more, they each share that they're all going through different things. They all have their own baggage, basically. So a little bit similar to A December to Remember. I don't know how close it will be as regards to storyline. I don't know. I still think it'll be different. The reason that I didn't choose Love Holly is because this one is a romance and I'm just really not in the mood for romance right now. And I've just been really excited about this book. Maybe it's the cover. I think the cover is so cute. And I do love books about women and friendships. I'm gonna get started on this one today. This one is a little bit under 350 pages. My attention span really fizzles out by the 350 mark, so I think this one will be good. Okay, I just got to chapter 4, page 52, and I'm really liking this book so far. But it is like a little bit different than what the back of the book made it sound like. Maybe I just misunderstood, but I thought the owner of the hotel was already friends with these 3 other women and they had like their book club. No, it's actually just the 3 women, Erica, Claudia, and Anna. They do like little hotel meetups for their book club, so they decided to go to Hailie's hotel. And also one other thing is the back of the book says that the husband died a month after the opening of the hotel, but this one said a year. Like inside one of the chapters it said he passed away a year into the hotel opening, so that's kind of weird. But each chapter is a different point of view from each of the 4 women, and the other 3 women that are part of the book club are all like 39, 40, and Hailie is 28. I feel like she's so young to already be a widow and have a child and run an entire hotel. Like, that's insane. I can't even imagine. I'm excited to see how they end up, I'm assuming, befriending Hailie, maybe having her join the book club. I don't know. But what I do know is that one of these friends is hiding something. She apparently had hired a private investigator, and that's kind of her motive to go to this hotel. Her friends don't know that. I don't know what that is about. That sounds scandalous. So all of these women are kind of a mess. We obviously have Hailie, the widow. Ooh, this tree. We have Anna, who has 2 kids, and her household is just really chaotic. Erica is the one that hired the PI and has some sort of secret going on here. Claudia, her husband has just left her. That's really all I know right now, but I like it. I like this book so far. It's an easy read. I'm excited to see where it goes. So I have my little chocolate orange as a snack. Oh my gosh, it's stunning. Why is this the best? Good morning, you guys. I only have like 150 pages left of this book, and so far I really like it. It's a very easy read. I don't want to say it's a light read because there really is like a lot of like grief and heartache in this book, and everyone's going through so many different things. Last I talked to you guys, I mentioned that one of the main women, Erica, had a secret that she hired a private investigator for, and as soon as like the story starts going, you quickly figure out what's happening here. So I'm going to mark this part as a spoiler if you don't want any spoilers, because this is not mentioned on the back of the book, but it is like the entire story right now, so I don't know. If you don't want to hear it, then you can skip to right here in the video and I will be done spoiling this for you. Basically, Erica has found out that she is the half-sister, so again, another similarity from our last book, to Hailie, which is the owner of the boutique hotel. Apparently Hailie already knew about Erica, but Erica just found out about her, and so she arrives to the hotel. She's very weird. Obviously this is an uncomfortable situation, and she's like a very stoic woman. She doesn't like talking about her feelings or anything like that, so this is like so beyond out of her comfort zone, and she quickly decides that she is not going to tell Hailie that she is who she is or why she's there, and she's leaving the hotel the next morning. But Hailie put the pieces together herself, and she's like, I'm so glad you're here. I've heard about you for years. Now she's like forced to talk about this with Hailie, and the reason that this is such a big ordeal for Erica is that her dad, that is Hailie's dad, had walked out when she was a baby and never reached out, never came back. She never heard anything about her dad. I have a sneaking suspicion that there is a lot more to that story. Anyway, now the inn is kind of falling apart. People are like quitting and walking out left and right, and now these women that are supposed to be here on vacation that just met Hailie are like filling in the gaps. Like one is literally working in the kitchen right now. Bizarre. They're all kind of like opening up to one another, and I feel like this is going to be a very healing trip for everyone involved. I like it a lot so far. It's very sweet. There is like some romance in here, I do always love, but it is mostly focused on the friendships of these three women, and again, just so reminiscent of the last book. So I'm excited to see where this goes and how it ends. I just finished the book club hotel, and this book was like a warm hug. I love the idea of a group of friends booking a stay at a hotel for their book club. Like none of these friends live near each other. They've been friends since college, and this is just like a tradition they've kept up over the years. I think that is so cute, and I want to do that. In this book, it's been a while since they have gotten together for their book club, and this specific trip was a little bit different because one of the women that organized it, Erica, had like an ulterior motive booking it at this specific location, which is part of the spoiler that I mentioned earlier. That's pretty much Erica's entire storyline, but it's also just like a really big storyline of the book and like why everyone is there and how things kind of get wrapped up in the end. At first I didn't really know how to feel about that storyline, but it was cute. How everything panned out, I enjoyed it. Each woman kind of has a storyline of their own. Erica and Hailie's storyline overlap a little bit, but Hailie is also dealing with, you know, the chaos of handling the inn, all these crazy employees that she's managing, and also a new love interest, which I loved that so much. We have Claudia, who just got, I thought it was a divorce, but she actually just was with this guy for like 10 years and they broke up. He cheated on her. She also got fired from her job, so she's going through a lot of different emotions and falling back in love with cooking. By the way, another Christmas book with a storyline about cooking. There is always a chef or some sort of cooking baking situation in Christmas books. I don't know what the deal is. And the last woman we have is Anna, who her two twins are growing up. They're off to college. She has like empty nest syndrome, and she's kind of fought like that perfect relationship with her husband, but now that the kids are out of the house, there's some cracks that are showing there. She puts all of her attention into the kids and not her husband, and so I really enjoyed reading all the different point of views. I think this is going to be another 4 stars for me. I thought that it was really cute and cozy. I read it very quickly. The super easy read. I liked it a lot, which I'm happy about because this is one that I was definitely looking forward to. And the Maple Sugar Inn that they're all staying at, that Hailie is the owner of, it just sounds so picturesque and amazing. It's like in the snowy mountains in Vermont. Like, that is where I want to be right now. But that is my last book for today's reading vlog. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I know it was a longer, chatty one, so thank you for sticking around with me. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow for another episode of Bookmas. Bye!